Dice. Rolls. Dragons. Trolls.
Adventurous.
Anyway, welcome back, everybody. Hopefully you had a good week. Had time to recuperate from our tragic, sad
Hopefully
episode.
you're not traumatized forever.
Right. But that was good. I've been wanting to get emotional since day one of us starting this, and it's hard because everything's goofy and funny, but I thought it might be fun, and it worked. So hopefully that means
You're so happy with yourself.
Story is fun and good and a roller coaster of sorts.
A roller coaster. Mostly it's been ups, but there's been a little bit of downs.
Yeah. As time goes on, maybe it will get more depressing and more sad. But only time will tell.
But when you said as time goes on, things might get more depressing, I don't know why, but that was just... It was just... I don't know. I don't know why it made me laugh, but it made me laugh.
Reminder to always keep a positive mindset because you never know when evil grandmother will send magical storms to ruin your day. Yep. All right. Are you ready to jump back into this nonsense?
I am indeed.
Last week, we had an eventful episode. You started it off by getting into combat with...
Very first thing.
Yeah, with the Scrayclops. Arrows and emotions were flying high. And you were able to finally defeat the thing. You managed to make your way back up to the old projector room from episode 3 or 4.
I think it was 4.
4, yeah.
Yeah.
I think that was the one when you escaped.
Am I scrape?
Yeah, and when you met Flibbit and all that. And you made your way up there, and you were able to find a small box that inside had a very, very sad but loving note from Tilda to Gunther.
A voice note.
A voiced recording note. And even just a tiny bit of a threat/warning to Theodora as well. Gunther played it, got weepy. We all got weepy. And
even you.
Even me. And we'll say that you guys were able to slowly make your way back out of the scrape.
Wait, were we going to the top?
The top?
I didn't remember if we agreed that we were going to go to the top or if we were just going to see if we could find something.
You could go to the top if you want. Never been up there. The roof access emergency stairwell that I mentioned all the way back in episode 4.
Wait, there's a roof access emergency stairwell?
Well, there was a stairwell that led up, and I told you that, and you said, well, I'm not going up, I'm going down.
Oh,
so
I did say that.
If you wanted to go up there, you are welcome to it. You have not explored it before.
I don't know. Do I want to ruin the moment? Or do I want to...
I mean, the moment's over. As far Gunther packed the box up. He kind of looked around a little bit more, wasn't able to find anything, and he's just sitting there waiting for you. You and Maud are searching around. Flibbit's flying around looking at stuff. I will say some time has passed. The emotions are less of a struggle now. So, it's up to you.
I think I take a good hard look at that roof access stairwell.
Okay.
And I look at Maud, and I look at the stairwell. So, I've noticed that there's this stairwell. It goes up. And I was thinking, there's a roof, obviously. And I was wondering what's up there, if anything.
Yeah, go check it out.
I was thinking...
All right.
There's one as to fully explore...
The scrape?
The scrape.
Yeah, I'm good. I'm ready. We short rested. She says. We rested shortly. And, I mean, we can check it out.
Yeah. Yeah, I do think I want to go. Last place I haven't explored.
Okay. You guys head over to the rooftop stairwell entrance. You make your way over. It's very different than some of the other stairs. Very metallic stairs. Very kind of...
Wait, what were the other stairs?
The other stairs were like finished off looking... stone, like concrete.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Steps. These pretty rusty but still usable stairwell that goes up. You start making your way up, a small flight of stairs, and
I
at the
do.
top there is a metal door with a window in it that is completely clouded over, and you can't see through at all whatsoever.
I cloud it over. I wipe at it with my...
No luck. It's aged.
So it's not
Too far
condensation.
gone.
Okay. I look back at Maud. You ready?
I'm ready as you are, and she pulls her bow out,
I
gets it ready.
turn the doorknob
Okay.
and open the door about 1 inch.
Well, unfortunately, you go to turn the doorknob, and the whole thing breaks off.
Oh.
The door breaks off.
What?
The handle.
Oh, no.
And so the handle's held in your hand, and then the door just kind of swings open.
Well, that was unexpected.
And
Drop the handle.
you, please, for me, can now roll.
Stealth check.
Nope.
Oh.
We are going to roll a D12 because I had absolutely nothing ready for this.
A D12.
And so we are going to do a proper random encounter that I am going to pull up right now.
A 5.
Okay. You both open the door, and I'm sorry, what did you say you rolled?
A 5.
Okay. You see that there is a tiny bit of almost like a workshop up here.
Oh.
And this is kind of funny because this is random, but maybe we'll say that as you open the door and peek in, you see a small little metallic hut kind of in the corner, like it was maybe once an old access hatch for ventilation or something, and someone has turned it into a secret little workshop hidden away up on the roof of the scrape.
Wait, so there's another... Is the ventilation bit covered by a door?
It's open now,
Oh, okay.
like hundreds of years later. So you see a secret hidden workshop.
I go carefully across the roof,
Okay.
and I
Can
peek
you
inside their
roll
little shelter.
a investigation check for me?
Not good. That is a 11.
An 11. Okay. You peek in, you don't see anything, and you just see a desk with a bunch of past world tech items, stuff, tools, things of that nature. It kind of looks like maybe Tilda used this on occasion. Maybe she came to check in on the projector. Maybe she came in to work on giving commands to this creature, things like that. She had a little secret workshop up here at the top of the scrape.
Is Gunther up here?
No, it was just you and Maud.
All right.
Yeah. I will say, it's pretty bare bones. It's more of just like a work table.
All right.
So, but there's stuff up there, yeah?
I go back over to the stairwell and lean in the doorway and shout, Gunther!
Gunther
Down the
comes
stairs.
running up. What is it? His gloves are all lit up in lightning bolts, and he's punching them together, ready to go.
I say, do you know if Tilda ever, went out?
Doubt? And he looks around, he goes, oh, interesting. Is this some sort of workshop, you think?
I think.
Okay.
Maybe.
I mean, yes, she would go out all the time. She would go for walks. She would go out. I would sometimes make trips to various, nearby settlements to trade. So, yeah, sometimes, of course.
All right. Well, interesting.
Yeah. And so Gunther starts walking over to the thing. As he starts walking over, you following him?
Yeah.
You follow him. He kind of takes a slightly different path. And as he takes a slightly different path, you see that he gets close to this kind of pile of scrap on the roof itself. And his foot clicks down onto something.
Gunther, wait!
And it's too late. And suddenly that click happens. And I need everybody to make a Constitution saving throw as a sleeping gas
Whoa.
fills the rooftop and has the risk of knocking you out.
I failed. I failed. If it's a 10, I failed. Because I got a 9.
It was a 12.
Ah.
So Gunther, yourself, and Maud suddenly
Flibbit
pass
is the
out.
only
Yep.
one.
Suddenly pass out. And as you pass out, you hear Flibbit go, oh boy. And he just is the only one left. He was able to float up above as the three of you guys get knocked out with a sleeping gas. We'll say about an hour passes by and you wake up with Flibbit slapping your little cheek on the side.
Ow, stop it.
He goes, hey, are you good?
Huh? Yeah, I'm
You
good.
all fell asleep, every single one of you.
Huh?
Yeah.
Oh, but not you?
No, I was able to dodge it. It was some sort of sleeping gas.
Interesting. Gunther, perhaps you should, maybe we should be a bit more careful.
Yeah. Can you now, for me, please, roll a D100?
All right. Whoa, that is impossible odds. Does an 110 count?
No, it'd be a 10.
It'd be, okay, so a 10, because I got an 100 and a 10.
Right. Okay.
That is crazy.
So again, this is all random encounter and
10.
random loot. But it's like, oh, by the way, I found this thing while you were sleeping. That's hilarious. So
What?
on this random, I just found a random one online. You found the Book of Epic Boredom. And it says, whenever you read, you must make a DC 14 Constitution saving throw or fall asleep immediately. And then underneath it says, can be used to go for quick power naps. So, it was just a random magical item. It's a
Wow.
magazine. It appears to be about engineering and parts making,
Oh.
and it's super boring. But it does have a slight magical essence to it, if you feel like you want to add that.
I almost thought it would be like about dishwashers or something,
yeah,
but
yeah. Oh,
that's
totally.
great.
Yeah, no,
Maybe
but
it's
that is kind of
dishwasher
the thing.
parts.
It's like appliance engineering. Yeah,
Oh, okay.
yeah, exactly. It's
Can I
super
add
lame.
that?
Yeah, sure. It's a custom item. I just found it from this D100 minor magical items list that I found online.
Wow.
Anyway, you feel accomplished now about the roof. And there was a chance that was going to be combat, but you got the sleeping gas thing instead. So, you had your silly magazine. You have the box with the recording. And Gunther goes, all right, well, should we head back out?
Yes, I think so.
Okay.
Beryl should be should be getting pretty close on the airship, I think.
Yeah, I would hope so. And then you guys make it down. And we're going to say, for the sake of timing and whatnot, that you make it through the scrape. You make your way back down.
Yay.
You probably battled a few more scrapers on your way. And you guys are able to head back in towards Map's Edge. As the adventure of the day and time has passed, it's probably getting in towards like mid to late evening.
Oh,
Probably closer-ish to dinner time.
all right.
You guys spent some time traveling and all that stuff. As you are coming into Map's Edge, again, a reminder, plains all the way around. There's the big colossal cliffs in the background, kind of where the scrape was at, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
And you guys are able to see that there is a decent number of people in the middle of Map's Edge. Again, just a bunch of little buildings propped up in the middle of the plains.
Do they still have paint? Do they still have multicolored splotches?
Yes.
Oh.
Still a very multicolored, splotched town.
I was wondering if anybody had painted over them yet.
Nope, I think they're leaving it up. And you see that Beryl is in the middle of the town, and she is in the process of having the basket of her airship assembled as she is starting to apply those little aerosol cans of flame up into the balloon itself and get it inflated. Yep. And so that's what you see.
All right.
And you're back in Map's Edge. Gunther pats you on the shoulder and he's like, well, I'm going to go see how the shop's been. It's been quite some time since I've been there, and I want to go see how home is.
I have a single question for you, Gunther.
Of course, anything.
Did you ever eat that cupcake?
I did. I loved it. It was delicious. Thank you very much.
Wonderful.
And he gives you a big hug, sticks the box under his arm, and heads for Past World Plunders. The town is yours to do whatever you want.
Mostly I'll be fine. I'll be hanging around with Beryl.
Okay.
Probably
I will
wave to General.
Yeah, I was going to say, I will say, just a quick reminder, you got the local inn and tavern owned by Hodge the Dwarf.
Oh, yeah. Is he back
the
yet?
Scrapeyard. You do see lights on and everything going in the
Wait,
shop.
the scrapeyard?
That was what it was called, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. General's General Goods, Callie's Clutters, mixed up meals with the big elephant lady named Myrtle.
Myrtle.
Yep. And there's just a general hubbub around town. There's a lot of new people sitting in town. They're building the airship. You see, weirdly, in the corner, probably in their own little group, Zarr with his tiefling lieutenant and some bloodhounds. And they're looking very awkward. You see Maud, Beryl, Harwick, and some rummagers talking together that are based out of Map's Edge, that sort of thing. You can tell there's a little bit of a divide of cultures and things. And the town is yours to do whatever.
Interesting. What is Zarr and his bloodhounds doing?
Sitting there.
Just sitting.
Yeah.
Talking?
Zarr's not talking to anybody. His arms are crossed. He's standing in the side of the town, and he's just kind of glaring ambiently at the world.
That sounds about right.
Yeah.
I walk over to them.
Zarr looks down at you as you approach, and he goes,
"Oh yeah, when he's sitting, how tall is he?"
He's still taller than you.
Yeah, he's 10 feet tall.
Yeah.
I mean,
he's sitting. You see him approach, or he sees you approach, and he goes, "What?"
Well, Zarr, I think it's time. Well, now that we've called a truce.
Yeah. What's your point?
I think it's time for everybody to get properly introduced.
What do you have in mind?
Well, I can't help but noticing that you're sitting there awkwardly. So I was wondering if maybe you'd like to meet people. And your co-workers can come too. I never did get your name, by the way, and I hold out a hand to the tiefling lieutenant.
Oh, she shakes your hand. She says, "My name is Yasmin." Yasmin, I'm writing that down right now because I definitely have that pre-written. Yasmin.
Yasmin, what a name.
Yep.
Nice to meet you, Yasmin.
And she looks at Zarr, and Zarr just kind of gives her a nod, and she goes, "Nice to meet you too."
I'm Kia.
Yeah, we know. Sure. And she goes over with you.
Not Zarr, though.
He's thinking about it. I was going to have you roll a persuasion check.
All
if
right.
You would like.
I do want to.
Okay.
I want to inspire peace and whatever. A persuasion check?
Yeah, persuasion check.
Peace and whatever. 11?
11? He's thinking about it.
We'll
see. But Yasmin goes over with you. And are you going to Maud and those guys or what?
Yep. Bringing her over to Maud and Beryl
and
Harwick.
Some of the bloodhounds come over. There's a little bit of a grumpiness at first, but then Beryl leans over and punches the tiefling in the arm. "Nice to meet you. I'm Beryl," and gives her the biggest, heartiest shake and whatnot, because you can always trust Beryl to be in a good mood. And yeah, they start to mingle. Zarr's looking on awkwardly in the background. Still not interested yet.
All right. I just wanted to get people to kind of be friends-ish. Okay. Be acquaintances. Acquaintances, yes, that's the word.
We'll say that after a bit, General and Hodge come up, the half-orc and the dwarf, and he's like, "All right, everybody, come to the scrapyard." I can't remember if he was a pirate or not.
I think he was kind of.
Anyway. And he goes, "Come to the scrapyard, and we've got dinner set up for everybody." And you start walking over, and you see that they have put tables outside, because this place would never be able to support that many people. And basically, you notice that a bunch of the townsfolk have brought their own personal tables outside and chairs, and basically everybody brought a bunch of stuff out so that these people
community dinner,
a community potluck style dinner. And they, between the general and Callie and Hodge, food is set out, and you guys get to have a feast.
A second feast.
And
I'm definitely I just ate this.
Yeah.
Yesterday. But it's still good. Does Myrtle cook some?
Huh? Oh, yeah. Myrtle's out there, too, slinging mixed up meals, all sorts of stuff. It's a whole array. It's you got to go get up and go to the table and get your own food.
Yeah.
And it's like
A buffet style.
a buffet style, and there's, fish tacos next to spaghetti, next to cake, next to beans. It makes no sense whatsoever.
There's no order to it.
No, but basically, people have spent the afternoon bringing whatever they could, and there is a feast of sorts.
Yay!
Can you please roll for me a persuasion check as you watch, and you can do it with advantage, as you watch as Harwick Thistle, smallest gnome of all time, grabs 2 steins of drink, one much bigger than his, and he walks over to Zarr.
I got a 13.
And he holds it out with advantage.
Yep.
Nice.
I have
he
a plus
holds it
0.
out, and I'm going to roll a d20 to see if Zarr looks at Harwick, still looking down at him even though he's sitting, his arms crossed, and you just watch from a distance as finally Zarr stands up, grabs the mug, and gives a small little cheers to Harwick, and comes over to join the feast of sorts.
I applaud them.
Yeah.
Weirdly, awkwardly in the background.
Love it. And the feast continues.
And I eat my fish
Everybody
tacos.
has delicious food and cake and everything. Gunther comes back out at a little bit. He's still got that box tucked under his arm. And you guys all have a wonderful, peaceful evening. So much so that with all this community bonding, this peace and happiness.
Let me guess.
What?
It's not going to last.
No. You feel so good. You feel so positive because everybody knows that tomorrow you're going to have to go out.
Yeah.
You're going to have to head towards Far Flung Tower.
I'm going to have to discover where Carl went.
Where Carl went. And so we're going to say that, and I'm going to just give this to you for a longer time than it says, because I think it's fitting in the moment, that this counts as a hero's feast.
Which is what?
Have you never seen this spell?
I've never even heard of it.
So, Hero's Feast is a spell in D&D. I will explain now, but it seems fitting for the story, so it'll be fun. You bring forth a great feast, including magnificent food and drink. The feast takes at least 1 hour to consume and disappears at the end of that time. I like to assume it just got finished.
Yeah.
The beneficial effects set in as soon as this hour is over. The creatures who eat this feast, it says up to 12, but in this case, it's enough. A creature that partakes of this feast gains several benefits. Or the next, it says 24 hours. We're going to go with a little longer than that.
Oh.
The creature is cured of all diseases and poison. That's fine, you didn't have any. But you also will become immune to poison and being frightened. And you will be making wisdom saving throws at advantage.
Oh.
And so, and then the hit points, your maximum hit points will raise. And to counteract the fact that I'm letting some of this last longer, I'm only going to do 1d10 instead of 2d10. So your hit point maximum for the next 3 days
3 days?
is going to be increased by 9.
I now have 77 hit points.
Beautifully wonderful. And you finish this hero's feast, and it is a feast
of
for
heroes.
The ages.
And you said immunity to frightened?
Immunity to frightened, advantage on wisdom saving throws. And so we can figure some of that stuff out later because it won't matter too much for now. But just remember that for the time being, for 3 days, you are affected by this, what we're going to call Rummager's Feast. Feast for everybody to come together, talk about sharing tech, things like that. And you know that tomorrow some other stuff will happen. Some other stuff will unfold. Beryl comes over to you and she goes, Kia, I wanted to talk to you too.
About?
The blimp. So I made some modifications. Figured this was the time. We didn't have this chance much before, but I got to disassemble it.
Yeah.
And so now I set up a bracket for the Rubik's Cube of Fog and Mist.
Wait, what was it called?
It was called the Puzzle Cube or something like that. It was the Cube of Mist and Fog, I think, right?
Yeah.
And so we've got a mount for that. We set up a secondary basket. And so we're going to be able to take more people.
All right.
Yeah. So we should be able to carry about 10 people.
Oh.
So That's my plan.
Wait, there's only room for 5 people on the...
Originally, it was not that big, yeah.
Yeah. How?
Yeah.
Wait, was it like a basket, like a hot air balloon?
Yeah. The style.
Oh,
Yeah.
but big.
But a little bigger.
Yeah.
I'll say, we have room for about 12 people.
All right.
So we'll be able to take quite a few. I know it's going to be quite the journey, but I figured now's the time to take the numbers that we can.
All right. Sounds good.
Okay.
From scanning the crowd,
Mhm.
can I see that everyone that was missing is here now?
Yeah. You want to make an investigation check?
An investigation?
Yeah.
22.
Yeah. It seems like you see Hodge, you see Callie, you see Myrtle, you see a bunch of the random people that don't have names.
I see John.
You see John and Carl, or no, not Carl. Never Carl. You see John and
Jep.
Krista.
Krista.
Yeah, you grew up with Krista. You see them all. It seems as though, especially because you were down a week
Mhm.
under, that life has returned to a relative normalcy. People have traveled back to Map's Edge.
I
It
see.
seems peaceful. It seems nice. It seems like another night of peace before a different kind of storm. Who knows?
A different kind of storm.
That's true.
Indeed. Yeah, I eat my food. I eat my fish tacos.
Okay.
I eat my beans. I eat my cake.
You
even.
eat everything. It is wonderful. And as you are finishing,
I avoid the spaghetti.
Harwick and Zarr get up on some crates
Crates.
at the front.
Yes.
And Harwick goes, "All right, everybody, we have an announcement here. I'm sure many of you know this big guy, Zarr Bloodhoof." And there's murmurs and whispers and everything. And
I give Harwick a thumbs up.
yeah, and Zarr's like, "Eh." And Harwick pats him on the shoulder and he goes, on the
Hip.
hip, and he says, "Zarr and I have come to an agreement. I know we've had some disagreements in the past between bloodhounds and rummagers and different towns. And I know I run just a small town, unlike certain other places, but we've come to an agreement. And Zarr will be returning what he can of certain past world tech items to people of elsewhere."
I applaud.
Yeah, there's lots of applause and cheering. You see that there's even the bloodhounds kind of look a little bit happy
Oh.
because they're like, it's always been a little bit of a dangerous
Yeah.
thing. And Zarr just kind of grunts and then he walks off the stage because that's how he is.
He said nothing.
Yep. And Harwick's like, it's going to take time, but we're going to do our best. And I'm going to work with some of the bog witches over in Athon, and we're going to see what we can to return people's goods from Briarport all the way to Scarlet Hill. And more cheers, and everybody goes on.
So, Reginald Winston Goldsworth. I actually remembered his name.
Uh-huh.
He was trying to auction off a bunch of stuff.
He was.
Is that stolen stuff?
It was gained within a gray area of morality, yes. He did have dealings with the bloodhounds.
Because I didn't he? Yeah, I didn't. I
Yeah.
thought he did have the.
So he did not do the stealing. He was just a purveyor of selling goods. But whether or not they were gained legally was never really addressed, but definitely alluded to.
Now the question is, do I want to rat him out? Actually, no. He is performing community service.
Yeah,
anyway.
he was performing community service.
Yeah, it's fine.
Plus, you'll remember Calvatia.
Oh yeah.
She's probably keeping a nice close eye on Reginald because she had to deal with him too much.
Good for him.
Yep.
He's performing community service.
That's right.
Great.
Gunther
Cleaning up all of his banners that he put
Right.
all over the place.
sees you and he kind of gives you like the nod, like, "Hey, come here if you're all done."
I walk over.
Yep, and he takes you over to Pastoral Plunders and kind of away from the feast, and he's like, "All right, well, I just wanted to take a moment and tell you that I don't know if I'm going to come with you or not. I haven't decided yet.
Oh,
I
okay.
I wanted your opinion. I know that it might be hard. I'm not in my young years anymore, but Far Flung Tower is pretty far, and I feel a little bit out of my element. But I also wouldn't mind seeing Theodora and coming to the bottom of this, but I just don't know where that leads. So I wanted your opinion, and then I wanted to give you something.
I think it would be good for Theodora to see you again.
Okay.
And for you to talk to each other.
Do you think that
Not in the middle of a Surge Scarab attack?
Do you think that she'll listen, is the question I have.
It's questionable. It's extremely questionable. But I do feel like that it would be good for her to be there.
All right. Well, there you go. I'm going to make sure the shop is ready for more absence. But I did want to give you something. And so he pulls out the box.
Oh.
The same box that the voice message came in. I didn't notice it at first because of the message. But I noticed that there was something else in the box.
Oh.
And he opens it up. And the cloth that the voice recorder was sitting on, it was like a soft cloth. As you notice it now, it's embroidered with almost like gears and wires and gears and wires. It looks very cool. And he reaches in and moves the voice recorder thing off to the side, and he pulls out a cloak. A very, very nicely embroidered, beautiful cloak.
Oh.
And he goes, I remember towards the end she was working on this, actually.
Oh, was she?
Yeah, she was working on something, and it was sort of, she always liked to create and do what she could with things, but she had found this fabric and the underlying fabric, and she decided to overlay this kind of embroidered rummager look to it. Kind of very, very Tilda. And, well, I think you should try it on.
Oh.
And he flips it out
thank you?
And puts it around you, ties it off. Psh. And as he does so, he says, it has some special properties, too. So if you would like to, in D&D, please go to your inventory, and can you add the Cloak of the Rummager, please, to your inventory?
And I can search that?
Yep, I made it the other day.
Cloak of the Rummager.
And would you please like to let everybody know what it does?
Sure. Let's see. Wow, that's a very short description.
It is.
So, listeners, for those of you who can't see my tablet screen, the Cloak of the Rummager. It says, Tilda's hooded cloak that she hung up, with air quotes, when she stopped rummaging. The cloak is a dark reddish brown and has a pattern of gears and wires embroidered across it. When worn, this cloak provides the benefits of the alert feat. Always keep an eye out for danger. Also, if the hood is raised twice per day, the wearer can gain the benefits of the invisibility spell.
Thought you might enjoy that. And so, I'm going to... And so I have just now added the alert feat to your character. So now that you've added, you get an additional +5 bonus to your initiative.
Whoa.
And admittedly, and from here on out, you can no longer be surprised as long as you are conscious.
Huh.
Other creatures do not gain advantage on attack rolls against you as a result of being unseen by you. You will forever be ready for attack.
Wait, what do you mean the new alert? Oh, because they updated
They updated some things, yeah.
Updated D&D.
Okay, so now you have that ability. Your initiative is probably crazy high now.
It is now a +9.
A +9 to initiative. Rarely will you go second. Gunther ties it off and he goes, it never would have fit me anyway, so it seems fitting that it should go to you.
Well, thank you. Thanks, Tilda.
He tears up again. He's like, I'm going to go spend the night in my room trying not to cry.
You're already failing. And I give him a big hug.
He gives you a big hug. And he grabs a tray of cookies and takes it into Pastoral Plunders.
Because, of course, whenever you're crying, you need cookies.
You need dessert.
It's just a fact.
That's true. And so you party, you hang out with friends, you play horseshoes.
I especially hang out with Katria?
Callie?
No. What did you call her?
Who? The tiefling?
No. It was a K.
Who were you talking about?
It was a K.
Krista?
Krista. That's close.
Yeah, you, Callie, and Krista, old friends, meet up. Flibbit's there, just eating everything on the entire buffet. I think he gets questioned about his creation and species more than a few times. And eventually he probably just, gets away from everybody.
Yeah, how many times does he have to tell somebody
lot.
that he's a flump?
A lot of times, and they are confused because they always wanted to ask before, but they never got a chance. Zarr seems to be at least not wanting to
socialize,
but he's at least not being rude or anything like that. He's mostly just standing in the corner eating a giant turkey leg.
That's improvement.
Yep. And all in all, you have a wonderful, peaceful night of craziness, feasting, and some games.
Yeah.
And so you have a long rest.
Yay, I want my long rest, because that would be really nice.
And in the morning, you wake up to the bustling sounds of a hot air balloon airship assembly finished, and they start loading it up with supplies. Beryl comes over to you and she goes, "Oh, big yawn. All right. Well, we're going to head out today. We're going to take 10 to 12 people. I think we're going to make a stop in,
Barport?
Yeah, I figure with Big Man with us, it might be okay for us to go back."
Yeah. Yeah, I think so.
And,
Oh. All right. Yeah, continue.
And you guys
I'm
start
excited.
gathering up your things, and you start heading to the east. Is there any possible things you want to do? And I will say that in your ships, you have, count it off for me, yourself,
Me.
Gunther. Well, you don't need to repeat. Just count it out.
Oh, okay.
Maud, Beryl, Harwick, Yasmin. Who else would come? Zarr.
Wait, does he count for 2 people?
He is limiting you a little bit, yeah.
Okay.
You also have probably in that, I don't think a lot of other people will come. We are going to say we're at 7.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to say that there are 3 more bloodhounds. And that
10.
gets us to 10.
Well, yeah, and then Zarr, I'm assuming, takes up the weight of
Yeah,
2
he does.
people
All
at
right.
least.
So, there you go. Zarr, a small team of people, including his tiefling. Harwick, Meryl, Bod. Wow. Harwick, Beryl, Maud.
Harwick, Meryl, and Bod.
Meryl and Bod, the evil twins.
Meryl and Bod.
And you guys all start
I love
clambering
that.
into a side-tied, double-stacked basket. And
Side-tied, double stack.
Beryl lets loose the flames. And you guys start sailing and sailing and sailing up into the sky.
I have one thing.
Okay.
As we finally get above the non-existent treetops, I guess, I pull out a handy-dandy little bag that I have.
Okay.
It's something that I got a really long time ago.
Alrighty.
A really long time ago. Don't think it's in my inventory, but I am going to walk over to Beryl.
Okay.
Say, Beryl,
Yes, Gia.
are we high enough?
For what?
Are we stopping ascending?
Yeah. We're up to a good spot here.
I waggle my little bag in her face.
Okay.
Say,
What is
you
this?
ready?
For what?
I open up the bag and I pull out a single flower.
A single flower?
A single,
Oh,
perhaps blue
gosh.
flower.
Oh gosh. Oh, I see. Okay.
It's not
And
in my
she's like,
inventory.
"What do you mean?" And then she goes, "Oh, I'm ready." And she is going to reach up and she's going to turn the little Rubik's Cube first.
Yeah.
And you guys start getting enveloped into
We are a cloud.
into fog and mist and everything. And she takes...
Are there other
What
clouds
does the flower look like?
in the sky? This flower, let's see, we've gone through blue and green. I'm going to say this flower is mustard yellow.
A mustard yellow.
Dijon mustard yellow.
Specifically, Dijon mustard yellow.
I mean, Dijon is like kind of brown.
I love it. And she goes, all right, well, let's see what happens. She goes, all right, everybody.
Hold on.
Hold on. And she takes it and she drops it into the little tank where the things go shooting up. And it comes through the tank and activates into the flames. And a bright Dijon mustard-colored flame shoots backwards. And you guys are launched super fast.
We are an extremely fast-moving cloud.
And to the point where, like, it looks more like a smoke trail than a cloud.
Oh.
But you are, in fact, heading east and making your way towards Briarport and towards adventure.
Towards adventure.
And as you sail along, you kind of look at your little crew of people. Everybody's kind of chatting. Everybody's ready. And you guys look out towards the east. And, you know, after a little while of sailing, Maud hands you a spyglass.
Oh.
And you are able to see Briarport and beyond. You are able to see out into the ocean and out into a bank of fog in the distance. Smash cut. 2 guys surfing.
Do it. Oh, wow.
Surfing on the most pristine, beautiful shores they've ever experienced. They've been here for, has it been days? Has it been weeks? We don't know. But we do know that as they sail...
At least 2 weeks.
At least 2 weeks. As they sail on as they surf on a particularly beautiful wave.
The undercurve is perfect.
The undercurve is perfect. There's dolphins next to them. It's beautiful. It's peaceful. They carve into the beach. Don't even have to hop off their board. The wave takes them perfectly onto the beach. And Carl and Brad hop off their boards, high-five each other, and they're like, righteous! Righteous! And then they go over to this hut that they have built on the beach where they have barbecuing on spit roasts, some fish. They hang up their surfboards that they have made from local trees and everything, and they sit down and clink drinks to each other as they feast upon fish, drinks out of coconut shells that they have made.
This is like, they actually made a life here.
They did, and they are looking out at the ocean and the fog beyond, and Carl goes, oh man, imagine, what is it, like Thursday? If I never had done this, I'd still be needing to go to work today. And Brad's like, that would have sucked, man. Carl's like, totally. And then they chug
They
their
like
drinks
college.
down. Their old college roommates or something.
Yeah.
They chug their drinks down, sit back, relax, and enjoy an afternoon. The camera of this video spans up from them. It cuts through clouds, and it rises up above the beach. And we see, the listeners see in their mind's eye, a very large tower that seems to be made of metal, seems to be made of gears, seems to be made of lots of different things, and it seems to be on.
Like how large?
Pretty large.
Like
it seems
larger
to be
than
like,
mods?
Yeah, pretty large. Probably twice as big as mods.
Wow.
Maybe 3 times as big as mods. Probably, I would say, 150 feet tall and about 50 feet wide is this tower. And it has got gears churning, and out of the top starts to pump a little mist, a very similar looking surge scarab magic as this sparkly, purpley, black magic mist starts to pump out of the tower. And that's where we're going to end this week's episode. All right.
Wow.
Yeah, a little cinematic,
Cinematic. That was the longest smash cut we've had.
Well, it's because they're coming in to the, ending times.
No.
And so...
Carl and Brad, what have they been doing?
They've been surfing.
They've been surfing and
building themselves a life here on Far Flung Tower.
They haven't... That's just great.
Yeah?
Like, did Carl have any friends?
Brad. His only friend, family, and otherwise is Brad.
Wow.
And to that end, we are going to finish this week's episode, and we'll be back. We're closing in on everything, as I've said. I think we're within I don't know. I want to say probably 6 episodes,
Wow.
maybe.
Wow.
That's guesstimation, but depends on how many tangents you take.
I'm probably
with
going to
Carl
take a
and
lot of
Brad.
tangents.
So
With Carl and Brad, you kind of just have to take a tangent.
their whole existence is a tangent.
I know.
So it was
I
spawned
made you
from a
come up with
weird
a
idea.
name for the guy.
All right, but we'll be back next week to talk about Far Flung Tower and the 2 main characters of the story, Carl and Brad. And we will hopefully see you guys then. So thanks for coming along for the journey, and we'll see you next week.
On
Dad
Dadventurous.